Thank you. We can start. Let's go. This is a great time to be in. I hope everyone's had a couple drinks. All right. So I'm here to talk to you about 5 minutes on the lips, forever on the hips of a dead whale. I work at VPIRG, the Vermont Public Interest Research Group. I am an environmental advocate. A bit about VPIRG: we do advocacy, outreach, education, and we do an annual summer canvas. I'm sure many of you have had college kids knock on your doors. This year, our campaign theme is single-use plastics and stopping them, putting an end to that. My work is primarily based in Montpelier. I work there from January until about May when the legislative session ends. We just wrapped up a legislative session that I'll talk about a little bit further. And so going into the theme of what I'm talking about tonight, this is a photo of a dead whale in the Philippines of March of this year being dissected, and they found 88 pounds of plastic in this whale's stomach. And it turns out, if you eat 88 pounds of plastic, you die. And we see this in other animals. The turtles, Keisha really likes turtles. I put that in for her. But basically, we are drowning in plastic, and we are killing our animals and our natural resources. And so there are celebrities doing stuff. We got Jack Johnson over there. Adrienne Grenier is pissed about some straws. Emma Watson, good Gryffindor girl, rocking her plastic Met Gala dress. And so it's easy to feel like this is happening somewhere else. But this is trash I collected outside the periphery of my very small home. With the exception of my planters, the rest is all plastic pollution that I did not create. This is a real problem in Vermont, and this is just my home. So a little bit about plastics. Single-use plastics have an average use of 1 to 15 minutes. Bags are about 10 minutes. Straws are about 5 minutes on the lips. Plastic ends up in our natural resources, but the really scary thing is that it breaks down into these things called microplastics that you can't see. They just found them in the Alps in places where humans aren't even present. And that's in our water, in our food, in our beer, in everything that we consume. And so, this is funny, but it's also scary because it's very real. This is happening. Whether there's a plastic bag in the stomach of the fish or plastic in the fish, you are consuming it. So this session, we realize the problem is getting worse. Half of the plastic ever created in the world, in the U.S., has been created in the last 15 years, from 2000 to 2015. It's exponential growth, and we need to shut this shit down. So S-113 is a bill that we introduced this session, and we helped to introduce, and it passed. It's a very basic bill. This is the pumpkin spice latte of bills. This is so basic. We should have done this a long time ago. It's plastic bags, plastic straws, available upon request, and then banning polystyrene. And it's really funny because this bill actually works. Some other bills have introduced language that makes it so that thicker bags are actually used in lieu of the thin disposable bags. And this lobbyist who was wearing a fish tie the day it actually passed, which was very ironic, was we want to work with you, but he was all up in arms because this bill works. All right, yesterday, this bill was delivered to the governor's desk. This is Governor Phil Scott's number. Call him. If you want to do something, if you actually want to make a difference, this is so easy to do. You can sit in bed, wake up, and just dial this number. If I had more time, I'd come up with a catchy song for us to sing so you memorized it. Call him and tell him you care. That's all we need. So you can do something right here, right now, to change Vermont, to make sure that we don't end up in the chaos. All right, other things you can do. Be creative. This is kind of cool. This is from a co-op in Newport. It's a leave a bag, take a bag for people who might not have reusable bags or might have forgot them. There are a lot of things you can do. Educate your friends, recycle. But the truth is we can't recycle our way out of this problem. We only recycle in the U.S. at a rate of 9%. National Geographic did a great graphic that this bill is just the tip of the iceberg. Getting rid of the plastic bag is just the tip of the iceberg. We are going to have our own dead whale in Vermont. It might not be a washed-up dead whale, but we will have our own version of it if we don't do something about this. And hopefully next year I can come back, like Ryan, who spoke second, and tell you what we pass next session, because I'm roaring up, I'm fired up. but I leave you with Phil Scott's number. This bill is on his desk. Call him. Call that man. Tell him you want this bill passed. Thank you.